Hi, everyone. It's so good to be here, and thank you so much for the introduction. Wonderful, wonderful session. It was really great to hear everyone. I guess what I'll say about the poem is that when I was at COP26, and generally when I'm in a lot of these spaces, a lot of people speak in abstractions, and my job is generally to try and bring it back and ground it back into lived experience. I studied anthropology and molecular cellular developmental biology and got a certificate in global health in college at Yale, but I used poetry to try and reach people where they least expect to be reached, because that's the only way to humanize these issues. And I guess what I'll say to you is to put things in perspective. When we talk about climate, we're talking about a disastrous future or extinction. For a lot of us, it's actually a reality. My father was born in a village that doesn't exist anymore. And I'm from Darfur, and one of the contributors of the genocide was desertification, which we all know is climate change. We've been calling it by different names, and it's the same thing. I feel for you, Nasreen, we're from the same country, so anyway, without further ado, here's the poem, and I really hope that you, wherever you go, whatever rooms you enter, you try to be the advocate for people who cannot enter the same room as you. We all know somebody who probably couldn't be convinced to come to a session like this. Next time, bring them too, and that's where the change will start. All right, are you ready? This poem is called Di Baladna, which means this is our home, and I want everyone to feel like it's their home as well, because that's where we're at. Thank you. Okay, here goes. Definitely really scary. Okay. Yes, thank you. All right, here goes. If you are reading this, I forgive you. You have grown far from the heart of me, my child, have lost the familiar love we held for one another in your first years of life. When you were young, you marveled at the plants and critters that ran across my bosom. You worshipped the water. You drank from my rain. You swam up and down my rivers. You didn't hesitate to sink your fingers into the mud of me and tickle loose little droplets, pebbles, seedlings, and worms. How you built a refuge for every wayward wanderer, lining the kitchen shelves and jars of butterflies and lightning bugs. You drank the breeze from my trees, the honey, sap, gum with joy and ease. You came to me to rest your head and my tender hearth, your weary body in my pockets. You loved me. You tended me before you knew what it was to tend, nurtured me before you knew what it was to nurture, child of mine. Tiller, sower, farmer, green-thumbed little one, you knew me. Lately, you hurt me. You break and cut and tear into me, and I forgive you. For I'm a part of you like your brothers and sisters before you, so I forgive you. I forgive you again for the reaping you do with no intention to sow, again for the waste and greed and gluttony. When you were young, you asked me why they do this. Once brothers and sisters, now staining the earth with the blood of your people, shaking apart the branches of your family tree. You turned to me, asking me to make sense of it all, resting your head beneath date palms and magnolias. All I could offer you then was a promise that wherever you would go, you would find me. But lately, there isn't much left for me to promise. They've dug pits into my sides, have stolen the rubies, gold, and diamonds Maya placed in my thighs. I do all I can to heal, but lately, my weary body won't clear away the hurt so easily. My waters rush but do not soothe. The air in my lungs suffocates the little ones. I cough and spew and gush and bruise, and it will not heal when a child of mine dies by my hands. Here, in the long-forgotten valley of your youth, visitors come not of their own accord, but by necessity. And I am made whole again. Abdul Ghani and his Zahara sink their fingers into the mud of me. Saplings cling, and I am whole again. Hatim builds monuments to my skies, captures the sun, channels the lightning, and I am whole again. Leatu surrounds her home in fruit born of me. The children grow and eat and are healthy, and I'm whole. Asman protests, "It isn't mine alone to mend," he says. "I need you to build and build again, to bring forth life from relentless earth, to make an oasis of charred terrain, building refuge from nothing but scar tissue and lightning strikes. Let me be more to you than just a final resting place. Let me do more for you than call you home, child of mine. If you are reading this, I need you. Your mother. If this land could speak, would she thank us, praise us? Would she ridicule us or beg us? Would her voice be gentle, disdainful? Would it shake with sorrow, with rage? I used to wonder about these things all the time. At 11 years old, I watched my neighbor's house crumble before my eyes. The floodwaters came and washed away the earth and clay most people used to build their homes. To see her wade through her home like that, to watch her try and salvage all that she had left. Our country was already locked in turmoil, and now the earth began to purge us too. If you could stop the next tornado from hitting your home, the next hurricane from wiping out your city, the next drought from starving your people, the next lightning strike from ending your life, wouldn't you? The locusts in the Horn of Africa, the ice in Chicago, the floods in South Sudan, the fires in California, Australia, the threat of rain that won't stop or rest that won't come. We are at the precipice of possible change, a turning point that can and will define us. Fire or ice, how will the world end? I don't know. But I don't want to find out. Not in this generation, and not in the next. Thank you, guys. Thank you. Thank you, everyone. Thank you.